I'm going to do is break up this consultant into something called a consultant advisor. And the size of the box is important. It's not equal to that. It's smaller. It's being placed next to this box, not over it, not below it. It's not being merged because you don't want consultants who are, their asset is their grades. So they're not going to mess up with the site activities. They don't want to get involved. But it's, so I was just talking about the placing of the box is important. This is kind of a model which I made, and I'll tell you how it works. It could very well be done in the other sort of situation also, when just working on combinations. It could be done in this situation as well. Just look at the count of the boxes. This consultant is being broken down into this chain, and that consultant is being broken down to that chain, right? And I mean by it, this I call design, build, design, advise, build, bid and build strategy. It is by definition the collaborative working between the highest authenticating authority to the lowest branch of the subcontractor, carrying out an activity that requires genuine quality control and design input. I'm not talking about a consultant being integrated with a paint guy, but to those activities which are relevant. And depends on the expertise of the consultant. If that's a steel consultant out there, you don't want to be, since he's the highest authority, you don't want him to take over activities which is not relevant to him. I believe it need not be introduced as a procurement method. It could be just good management that you can work out to achieve this sort of model. It not only improves the speed of work because you've got a person inside. It can also improve quality because it sort of double checks that you get. It's not just one time an inspection request. You've got a person in the site who knows what the consultant is looking for, who knows what you need to do to get the process done. So it's kind of a double check. And the cost evaluation, the benefits of this sort of a model could be worked out using producing KPIs, like comparing against projects which was done the wrong way, and probably this is what I call the right way. You can compare and work out a cost benefit of this sort of a model. And this is again, I didn't want to put it just as a model and leave it there. This is how you get this sort of a model to work in paper. On the left you see an inspection request which is raised by a project engineer and a quality controller. On the right you see an inspection request raised by that person called a consultant advisor. So that's the difference. This could work out in drawings as well. It could be produced by a consultant advisor or with an advisor of a consultant advisor. It's not just in writing, I'm meaning signature of that person who you call a consultant advisor. What does this give you? In terms of that signature on WIRs, it shows you some sort of involvement. It is evidence of elementary supervision, accountability of that consultant advisor. In the case of drawing submittals, it is design advice right at the point when you're making shop drawings. You can do a feasibility check at design stage. Advise on what the consultant is actually looking for. You don't want to just do something and then you go all the way up and then come down all the way down, reject it. And this is what similar to what you see in biological situations called biomagnification. If I got time, I'll just explain that. You know why DDT was taken away? Because when you spray DDT, mosquitoes feed on it, and the amount of DDT which goes inside a mosquito is very less. Now frogs eat 100 mosquitoes, and snakes eat probably 5 frogs, and eagle eats 2 snakes. So the amount of DDT which gets into a snake is quite large. So that's kind of a situation which happens in this. So the advantage is it reduces inspection time, doesn't it? Because when you see a WIR, when the consultant is on site, you see a WIR which is raised by his own representative at the site, is actually kind of good. I mean, he's gone through it. So it reduces and inspection. The biggest advantage I would claim is reduces the ITP, which is called the inspection test plan. Each time inside before you begin an activity, you submit to a consultant saying that these are the activities I want you to check. These are the stages where the check should happen. You can reduce the stages, isn't it? Imagine if you have a steel structure to be built, the test plan would be really, really huge. If you want that sort of a quality control, right from the pole depth which you need to do a hilti anchor bolt. In those small things could be taken away if you have a consultant already involving the design. Understanding the design better, these are people who have been appointed so that the contractor understands the design better. I mean, these are the people who review the design much more probably. So it's a design, understanding the design better, quality in way of double check right the first time, and it kind of involves all the most of the advantages of partnering, reduction of conflicts, reduction of overall cost because the time is reduced, job satisfaction because your jobs are getting approved, you're not wanting to do it twice or thrice, and I think if you can exploit that statement in the contract, which is like an agreement of good faith for the benefit of the project, if you can exploit that bit of a clause in the contract, I think it's worth this out. Limitations are there, which is getting the consultant to actually work in this manner. It could be associated with the cost because it is somebody of the consultant's team actually working inside. It could be associated with the cost. Again, you could do a cost-benefit analysis if this is implied. Will it be better? You could work out that. And the whole point, profit will be ruined if actually there is a conflict between the consultant advisor and the contractor, because then it's like double conflict. So you already have a conflict with the consultant, now it's like right down there. That could be solved with good management. Consultant not probably, when you go more ahead with the project, probably start not trusting the consultant advisor. And like all construction collaboration, it could turn out to be a loose collaboration. The consultant advisor probably could get very complacent. He's like, come on, you don't want that to happen. You need to put in the effort. And it's extra work for the consultant, again, which could be associated with the cost. Conclusion, what I've tried to do is to show you a model which I think it would work, and enforcing that thing in paper. And to just tell you that T5 agreement, as everybody says, like it was the best model of collaborative working with. I think from my experience, construction firms are really hostile out there. Even showing them this model would be just a glimpse of that. Any consultant would be like, I'm not coming out. It's just trying out, getting this done, trying to get this done. That's it. Thank you.